In the beginning of the story, we learn that after being frequently bullied by his younger sister, Leon decides to lock himself in his room and spend his days playing video games. One day, he comes across a new game, though he doesn't like it much because all the main characters are female. Nevertheless, he decides to play it. After struggling to finish the game, he heads downstairs to grab some food, but slips on the stairs and falls to his death. Suddenly, he finds himself in another world that resembles the game he had just played. After being transported, Leon quickly realizes that he is inside the game, but the situation is very different. He is born into a different family, and his life is hard at first because he must work to help support them. Though they are not poor, Leon never receives any money from his family. One day, his mother shows him a picture of a woman and informs him that his marriage has been arranged with her. Leon doesn't like the woman because, in the photo, she appears to be 50 years old and has been married 7 times. She had always married soldiers, and when they died, she would collect their pensions. Since all her husbands had died, she chose Leon as her next husband. However, Leon refuses and tells his mother that he wants to attend the Magic Academy, where he will find a partner on his own. His mother responds by calling Leon crazy, explaining that going to the academy requires a lot of money, which their family cannot afford. Additionally, in this world, if someone hasn't married by the age of 20, they will never be able to marry. Despite this, Leon is determined to go to the academy and begins to think about how to make money. He then remembers a spaceship he had seen while playing the game. The ship is located far from where they live, so he borrows his father's ship and sails to the location. However, during the journey, the ship gets caught in a storm and is destroyed, causing Leon to fall to the ground. The place seems familiar to him because he had seen it in the game. Soon after, he spots a building and enters. Inside, there are several guard robots, but Leon knows their weakness, electricity. He grabs a weapon from the area and loads it with electric bullets, then destroys the robots. As he continues, Leon finds some corpses and takes a card that he believes might be useful later. Further along, he discovers a machine where the card needs to be inserted. After placing the card, the door of the spaceship opens and Leon enters. Inside, he encounters another robot. Leon tries to outsmart the robot by shooting at it, but the bullets have little effect. Thinking quickly, Leon checks the card in his hand and attempts to trick the robot. However, this robot is more intelligent than the others, and it realizes that the person holding the card and Leon are 2 different individuals. Leon then uses an electric grenade, but the robot creates a shield to block the attack. Seeing this, Leon is surprised. He throws another grenade, and once again, the robot forms a shield, but this shield only protects against magic grenades. The grenades Leon had thrown were real bombs, yet even with those, the robot remained unharmed because its body was made of metal. The robot then explains that such grenades will not harm it. After that, the robot advanced and captured Leon, then lifted him up. It squeezed Leon so hard that his mouth started bleeding. However, Leon suddenly pulled out a knife he had found earlier. He threw the knife straight into the robot's eye, causing the robot to shut down. After defeating the robot, Leon stepped forward and reached the ship's main control room. He placed his hand on the scanner, and when his hand was scanned, the ship system was shocked to see that Leon possessed powers from both the old and new humans. Afterward, the ship system designated Leon as the new owner of the ship. We see that Leon is severely injured, and he collapses. 3 months later, we see a scene at Leon's house, where his mother is very angry. She tells someone that Leon hasn't contacted her for 3 months. She also mentions that he refused to get married and ran away from home. According to his mother, Leon might already be dead since they haven't heard from him, and no one has made any effort to find him. Suddenly, a loud noise is heard, which turns out to be from a spaceship. When they step outside, they see Leon. Leon has returned, bringing with him a vast treasure containing gold, diamonds, and other jewels. Now, Leon has enough money to easily enter the academy. In the next scene, we see that Leon has bought a plot of land between his home and the academy, and he decides to live there. With the money he now possesses, Leon can do anything. He even creates a few robots. One of the robots approaches him and asks if they can build a hot spring there, which could generate extra income. Leon likes the idea, so the robot begins working on the project. Later, we see Leon on his way to the academy. When he arrives at the academy gates, he first sees the prince and his group. Then he notices a girl named Angelica. Angelica is the rival of the main character in the game Leon once played. However, Leon doesn't pay much attention to Angelica until he sees a girl slap the prince. Leon finds this strange because the situation is different from what happened in the game. After that, we see Leon sitting with his friends, hoping that some girls would come over and talk to them. However, all the girls surround the prince, which makes them feel jealous. Nevertheless, the prince doesn't care and is busy with his own issues. After class, Leon decides to host a tea party, hoping to make friends with a girl. The story continues when a girl arrives with her friend, takes the food Leon had prepared, eats it, and then leaves. Leon feels disappointed by this. While walking out, he sees some girls bullying another girl. As Leon approaches, he realizes that the girl being bullied is Olivia, the main character in the series and game. Leon then helps her and invites her for tea. While they're having tea, Leon notices that Olivia isn't a bad person at all. She's just afraid of everyone, which is why she's always being bullied. Leon then introduces Olivia to his sister, Jenna. Jenna suggests that Olivia should talk to Angelica, the most popular girl at the academy. If Olivia can befriend or communicate with Angelica, others wouldn't dare to bully her anymore. Leon and Olivia think it's a great idea. Jenna also suggests that Olivia brings something sweet as a gift for Angelica. However, Olivia is worried because she doesn't have any money, but Leon tells her that he will pay for it. In the next scene, Angelica and Olivia are seen sitting together, eating sweets that Leon had given them. Angelica is impressed by Olivia's courage to share her weaknesses and admit that she is often bullied by her peers. Angelica reassures Olivia that she doesn't need to worry anymore. When Angelica asks how Olivia came to be there, Olivia says it was Leon's idea. Angelica appears even more impressed. Afterward, they prepare to go to a dangerous training ground, where the prince chooses to go with Mary instead of Angelica. Mary is the girl who once slapped him, and Angelica feels anger toward Mary, but the prince steps in to protect her. Their teacher then informs them that there is a strong monster in the dungeon that they must face, and they need to be careful while collecting crystals inside. Some students tell Leon and Olivia not to enter, claiming they aren't strong enough, but Leon and Olivia go in anyway. Leon successfully defeats many monsters, but then he sees one attacking Olivia, and he rushes forward to protect her, resulting in Leon's hand being bitten by the monster. Meanwhile, the prince swiftly defeats many monsters, but injures his hand, and Mary uses her healing powers to heal him. However, at that moment, Angelica arrives and pushes Mary aside to help the prince, which angers him. He then takes Mary by the hand and leaves with her, causing Angelica's followers to become furious. The next day, the prince, Julius, summons Angelica to his office and informs her that some students have been bullying Mary. They also burn some of Mary's belongings. Julius suspects that these students were influenced by Angelica to do this. However, Angelica explains that she had no involvement and hadn't said anything to anyone. But an angry Julius tells her that their engagement is outside the academy, so Angelica doesn't need to pay attention to him while they are at the academy. This deeply hurts Angelica. In the next scene, we see Leon and Olivia in the library. There, Leon asks Olivia about Mary, since they are both girls and might know each other. However, Olivia asks, "Do you like girls like Mary?" To which Leon replies, "Of course not. I don't like her at all." Just then, they hear a strange noise and quickly go toward it. In the corner of the library, they see Mary kissing another man. The man is a member of Angelica's group. Later, when Mary leaves, Julius and his friend arrive. They approach Mary to tell her that if she needs a servant, she can hire one, though hiring a servant is very expensive. Since Mary doesn't have money, the offer comes from Julius, and Mary is very pleased to hear it. In her mind, she thinks she can dominate the game easily. We also learn that Mary is not from this world, like Leon. She, too, was transported into this game. Afterward, we see Leon trying to find his wife with his friend. However, he is about to turn 20, which means that after that, finding a wife will become impossible. Despite their search, they do not succeed. In the next scene, there is a party. During the party, we witness an argument between Angelica and Julius. Angelica had seen Mary holding hands with another man while Julius likes Mary. That's why, according to Angelica, Mary shouldn't have done that. Angelica then tells Julius about it. Mary and everyone else were also present. Mary's friends expressed that they also liked her, and Julius wasn't bothered by this. This surprised Angelica and the others greatly. However, Angelica's anger reached its peak. She immediately removed her glove and slapped Mary across the face, challenging her to a duel. Seeing this, Mary's admirers stepped forward, stating they would help Mary in the fight. Angelica was shocked to see this, knowing she couldn't possibly take on all of them alone. She asked for help, but no one came to her aid. Suddenly, Leon stepped forward. He understood the situation and knew that if no one helped her, after the fight, Angelica would be left alone and forced to leave. Besides, Leon wanted to do something exciting, so he stepped forward and told Julius that if he managed to defeat them, Julius would have to break up with Mary. However, if Leon lost, then Angelica would stop paying attention to him. Mary's friends there told Leon to choose someone to help him, but Leon said he was strong enough to take them on alone. After the fight, Leon approached Angelica as she had called for him. Angelica asked Leon not to fight on her behalf, but Leon responded that he wasn't fighting for Angelica. Rather, he just wanted to teach those people a lesson and happened to be looking for something exciting to do. In the next scene, everyone was already in the arena, where we saw the robots of the 5 students. Their robots looked really cool. At that moment, Leon appeared with his robot, but everyone started laughing when they saw it. Olivia, surprised, asked Angelica why. Angelica explained that Leon's robot was actually too large, meaning it weighed more, and therefore its speed would be slower compared to the other robots. Moreover, this robot had been discarded and no one used it, so it was quite rare that Leon was using it. However, just because it was rare didn't mean it was strong. Now, the other robots were ready for battle. On the other side, Leon commanded his small robot to bring out weapon number 1. In weapon number 1, Leon had stored various battle items such as swords and other weapons, but what came out was a shovel. He recalled using that shovel while digging a hole for a hot spring and had forgotten to swap it out from his inventory. That's why he now held a shovel, but he thought he could still defeat the other robots with it, so he didn't worry. In the first match, Leon faced a student named Brad. Brad's robot had many drills on its back, which Brad used to attack Leon. However, Leon managed to dodge and defeat Brad with just one strike. Seeing this, all the other students were stunned. Then, the second match began, and a student named Great appeared. His robot had many weapons. Great boasted that Leon's armor wouldn't stand a chance against his, and began attacking Leon. However, during the fight, Leon managed to destroy Great's weapons, and then Leon started dismantling Great's robot. After the entire robot fell apart, Great was left standing alone, trying to fight without his robot. Leon then told Great that he was weak, and since Leon didn't bother with the weak, Great should leave. After that, a student named Reese stepped forward. Reese attacked Leon with his sword. At that moment, Leon deployed several small robots from his back to attack Reese. Leon also advanced, wielding his sword, and broke Reese's sword in the middle of the fight, causing Reese to lose. Reese couldn't understand how he had lost, as he believed he had tried hard to win. However, Leon told him that all his efforts should be reported to Marie because it would make Marie happy, not Leon. Now it was Jake's turn. Before Jake entered the arena, he had already spoken with Leon's sister, Jenna. Jenna had secretly planted explosives on Leon's robot and given some explosives to Jake. However, Leon's small robot had detected this and informed Leon. Leon said it didn't matter because their robot armor was very strong. During the fight, several explosions occurred around Leon, but Leon's robot remained unaffected. Jake then tried to use the other explosives, but they also had no impact on Leon's robot. Seeing this, Jake was shocked and didn't know what to do. Leon then reveals that he has a recording of Jake forcing his sister to plant a bomb on Leon's robot. Leon also says that he plans to tell Julius and Marie about it. And since Jake did all this just to win, Marie will be furious with him. Jake realizes his mistake, but at that moment, Leon attacks him and defeats him. Afterward, we see that the prince, Julius, is now coming to fight. However, before arriving, he tells Mary not to worry, as he will easily defeat Leon, since his robot is made of very strong metal. But here, Mary thinks to herself that the four who lost earlier had said the same thing. When Mary saw them lose to Leon, she lost hope that anyone could defeat Leon. She thought she had chosen someone very weak. Next, we see the first battle take place. During the fight, Leon tries to convince Julius that he shouldn't trust Mary because she's just deceiving him. However, Julius doesn't listen to Leon. Leon tries again to explain that he comes from a noble family and is engaged to Angelica. But Julius says it doesn't matter to him. Even if Mary is with him, he could leave his noble family. At that moment, Leon realizes that further explanation is pointless, so he goes straight for the final attack and destroys Julius' robot, shattering it to pieces. Julius is severely injured, and all the other students are furious with Leon. Later, Olivia asks Leon why he did that. Since he defeated the prince and his friends, all the students are angry with him. But Leon says that he will soon leave the academy, so their opinions don't matter to him. In the next scene, we see Julius being treated in the hospital due to his injuries. At that time, Angelica comes to check on his wounds, but Julius angrily tells her that she doesn't need to visit him. He likes Mary and will always like her. Angelica is deeply hurt by these words and leaves after wishing Julius happiness. In the following scene, Leon meets Angelica's father and asks if the incident where Leon defeated 5 noble children can be settled so that his family won't face any charges. Leon just wants to protect his family from trouble. Angelica's father says that since Leon fought for his daughter, he will do that for him. At that moment, the boy standing beside Angelica's father asks Leon why he chose to fight those 5. He could have just spoken to them directly, especially if Julius and the others didn't like Angelica. Leon could have explained the situation without fighting. Leon replies that there was no other reason. In his heart, he thinks that he truly wanted to teach Julius and his 4 friends a lesson. After that, Angelica's father asks Leon to spend some time with Angelica, as she just went through a breakup and is feeling sad. Leon then invites Angelica and Olivia to his home. Leon has also completed a hot spring at his house, so they can relax. During this, Olivia says they should get revenge on Mary, and Leon agrees. Angelica asks how they'll do that, and Leon responds that all they need to do is be happy, as that will upset Mary on its own. In the next scene, we see the 5 boys who liked Mary. Their noble status has been stripped away because they lost to Leon, and because they liked Mary, who was interested in all 5 of them at once. Their parents also disowned them, and they lost their noble status. However, they don't care because Mary is still with them. But Mary does care because she was only friends with them because they came from noble families. The scene then shifts to Leon's home, where a messenger arrives and informs Leon's father that Leon has defeated 5 children from noble families. Leon fought and managed to defeat his opponents, but he also explained that his family would not be involved in the matter, and Leon himself would not be charged. Leon's father is pleased because Leon's rank has now risen to 6th place. Although with this rank, Leon no longer needs to attend the academy, he still has to because he has now become famous among the nobles. After that, Leon arrives at the academy, where his small robot informs him of some new news. The robot informed Leon that Mary and her 5 lovers were no longer lovers but had formed a group. They were now completing dangerous missions, gathering crystals, and becoming stronger. They collected crystals to earn money, as they previously relied on their noble families for financial support. However, after being disowned by their noble families, they had no money at all. While the 5 lovers were very happy with this, Mary was not pleased at all. Leon felt satisfied that Mary was receiving her due for her actions, but he was also slightly disappointed that he had to come to the academy every day. However, Leon was also happy because at the academy, he could see Angelica and Olivia every day. Although he was sad that despite seeing them, he couldn't do much since he was stuck in the friend zone. Still, he remained optimistic because who knows what might happen in the future. Afterward, we see Leon and his 2 friends still working in a cafe, where Olivia and Angelica also joined, wearing maid outfits that made them look very beautiful. Leon felt frustrated and said that the setup of this game was terrible because he couldn't form a romantic relationship with anyone.